we screen No Fire Zone, Killing Fields of Sri Lanka. It's actually an investigative documentary done by Channel 4 by this director called Callum McRae. It's about the war crimes that happened during the civil war in Sri Lanka in 2009. So the video actually shows a lot of footages from the government side and also from LTTE on some of the crimes that were committed against civilians and how they were killed and how they were caught in the crossfire. And a lot of these people died in a very brutal way, where a lot of rapes happened, and even the military used force and also unnecessary violence against the civilians. And it's titled No Fire Zone because a lot of times where shellings was done, people were actually in a zone gazetted as no fire zone, where there are hospitals and not supposed to be fired and not supposed to be attacked during a war. But unfortunately, during the civil war in Sri Lanka, a lot of people died because of the attack in no fire zone. That's why it's titled No Fire Zone. Okay, as part of the advocacy, they've been going to different countries, especially Commonwealth countries, to get support, especially from member of parliaments and also to government, to pressure the UN to start charging the Sri Lankan government or even people who have been involved in the crimes under the War Crimes Tribunal. So what happened was the screening happened in Australia, Canada, and the next stop was Malaysia, and Callum McRae contacted Comas to actually screen the film here. So we agreed, and we also organized a parliamentary screening on the morning of 3rd of July, where we had about 15 member of parliaments who attended the screening, and also we had a small discussion with Callum after that. And in the evening we had a screening, a public screening, a private screening by registration, but it was open to people who wanted to come and register to participate in the screening. But unfortunately, members of the censorship board from Home Ministry raided the premises and arrested 3 of us, myself and my colleague Anaha and Arul Prakash. However, after like almost 2 months, they have decided only to charge me out of the 3 people arrested. I'm not sure why particularly I was charged in the court. Comas actually screened the film in 3rd of July at the request of Callum McRae from Channel 4. They were actually doing an advocacy campaign to charge all those involved in the war crimes in the Sri Lanka war in 2009. Yeah, I was charged yesterday in court under Section 6 of the Censorship Act. Section 6 basically tells that it's a blanket ban on all films. It says that any film that you have to go through censorship before you're being screened. But it's not specific to what film. So any films, even a wedding film or birthday film, also needs to go censorship if you take the act very seriously. And all this while it was not enforced, and somehow in this case they have decided to enforce it. It's good that they're enforcing laws, but probably they should be consistent in enforcing the laws. And I was charged yesterday and let out on bail of 1,000, and the next case hearing is on the 21st of October. I'm not sure how are they going to move with the case, but we will be fighting it, and we will see that it is challenged. And I'm not guilty for showing a film which is actually showing about the human rights violation in Sri Lanka. I feel very sad and also very shocked because Malaysia is part of the Human Rights Council and the Security Council, and by right should actually be part of finding justice for the victims of the civil war instead of supporting the oppressors in the civil war. Because in my opinion, we were just a tool to bring awareness on the issue and also to screen the movie. A lot of people are not aware of what is happening in Sri Lanka, and whatever killings and the number of people who died, no one is aware. So this movie is something like an awareness campaign, for that people know that this kind of thing happens. A lot of people died in the war, and it's time for the victims to get justice. And Malaysian government by right have to defend the oppressed and not the oppressor. And for me, personally, I feel very sad that instead of finding a solution and also joining the group in asking for justice, they have decided to charge me instead. There's 3 parts to the movie, and the movie is in YouTube and people can view it. It's called Killing Fields of Sri Lanka. You can just go and Google it, and it's there widely available. It's in the public domain.